When choosing a model to work with, I usually do it based on the look, sometimes based on the energy, and sometimes is what's available. If you live in a remote area, you might not have that many options as if you were living in a city. In addition to that, I have identified 4 main types of models based on my experience of working with them. And I'm going to talk about the main 2 to avoid for me and the 2 to go to. So the first type of model that I would avoid working with are those that I call catalog models. What characterizes these models are that they don't know how to pose. They look like a stick. They don't do anything. They have no energy, and every single shot that you take, within 10 minutes, everything looks the same. Unless you know how to make a non-professional pose, then you are, as it were, screwed, because you're paying a model because of her skills. So something to look for in their portfolios is that every single image, they may look good, but there's no energy, and their poses are very limited. They don't give much to the camera. If it looks boring to you, even though you like the look, but there's nothing else to it, that means that probably you should avoid that person. Also look for if they're always showing the same side of the face or same side of the body, because that means that they are not comfortable with who they are, and they're not comfortable being ugly in front of the camera. A professional model shouldn't care if they look good or not, and they should just give themselves to it in terms of energy and in terms of the way they look. So that type, the catalog model, I would avoid at all costs, unless that's all you have in your area. Next, we have the cover girl, the typical model that you see in a magazine. These models know how to pose, but the problem to me is that they are too self-conscious of the camera. It's obvious what they're doing in the picture. They are talking or smiling to, or looking to you, to the viewer, and they're posing for you. So they are trying to seduce the viewer, as it were, and they have very sexual poses. And those I try to avoid too, because those are very obvious of what they are. There's nothing to be discovered there. It's what it is. And this model, along with the first model, the catalog model, they are very concerned with the way they look. They typically put a lot of makeup on. It's just, for me, it's just too much. And I would try, what they're giving you, you've already seen in many other pictures. So I don't know, you could go with that. I would prefer that than to go with the catalog girl, but I would try to avoid that. But something interesting though is that this type of model, the cover girl, is something that you could use as a challenge. Try to capture that person between poses when she's actually being herself, and not trying to, when she's not speaking in the language of those poses, but try to break that down and try to get her when she's in between those moments. That I think would be more interesting than try to get them as they are, as you've already seen in their portfolio. Third one is the fine art model. The fine art model is someone that is not concerned by the way she looks, but she's concerned by the forms she's going to give you. She's going to be shaping her body to give you different forms. So here, the fine art model has a wide range of possibilities, and you can more easily work with her. She's not going to be posing for the camera. She may be looking to the camera, may be self-conscious sometimes. Other times she is not conscious of there being a camera, but you can do both with her. One thing to notice about this kind of model is that they also come prepared with their poses. And so even though she can give you a lot of poses, it would be interesting to try to crack her out of that shell and try to see who she is behind those poses, and try to propose that thing to capture, to try to see who she really is when the camera is not really taking pictures. The fourth type of model is what I call the model actress. She could pose, she can do fine art maybe. Something characteristic of this type of model is that she can drop her posing and actually go inward and imagine that she's a character in a movie. And so she could be self-absorbed. The camera can disappear when she is acting. And you can get very interesting things that, for instance, the fine art and the cover girl can't give you, because now it's a very interesting space that you're photographing, in which you have a woman that is not aware that there's a camera. So the relationship is different there. There's no photographer photographing her. It's almost like there's someone unseen taking those pictures, and she's allowed to be herself and do her own thing. She can pose and can play with that. She can look at the camera, but we don't know that she is self-aware, and that type of model gives you a lot of room to be ambiguous, to create more meaning, to create more presence. And so that's the type of model that I prefer myself, and I would go with that all the time if I could. If not, I would go with the fine art, and then if not, I would go with the cover girl. Then if not, I would go with the cover girl. And if no one else is available, I would go with the catalog girl. But here are the 4 main types that I've encountered. For me, this is how I've broken it down. And I think that's pretty accurate. I don't know how many other systems there are out there that categorize models, but this is my take on it. I hope it's useful to you, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.